To Pakistan now, where the founder of a terror group has been arrested. Hafiz Saeed and his militants have been blamed for the 2008 Mumbai attacks that killed more than 160 people.
The U.S. has offered a $10 million reward for Saeed as the Trump administration pressures Pakistan to crack down on terror groups. Saeed's arrest also comes just days before Pakistan's prime minister heads to Washington, D.C. So for more on this, let's bring in CBS News foreign correspondent Imtiaz Tyab. He's joining us now from London. So Imtiaz, who exactly is Hafiz Saeed? Tell us more about his arrest, because as far as we know, he's been living freely in Pakistan for quite some time.
Yeah, you're right. Hafiz Saeed is a pretty curious figure, to say the least. I've actually been reporting on him for the better part of a decade, and he has this interesting sort of platform, if you will, in Pakistan. Pakistan, a country which, as you say, he's pretty much been living freely in for a very long time. But that's not to say that he wasn't on the radar of the Pakistani authorities. But to give you a sense of who he is, he admits to founding Lashkar-e-Taiba, which of course is the militant group which is blamed for the 2008 attacks on the Indian city of Mumbai, in which 166 people were killed, including 6 Americans. Now, Saeed insists that he hasn't been a part of that organization since 2001, but that what he does do is he oversees a vast network of some 300 seminaries and schools, hospitals, and even a publishing house and ambulance service right across Pakistan. Now, he says this is purely for humanitarian reasons, while others suggest it's not only linked to violence and the funding of militant groups, but is also used as a recruitment tool. Whatever the case, since 2012, the U.S. has labeled Saeed a specially designated global terrorist. And as we've been saying, they've even offered a $10 million reward for information that would lead to his arrest and conviction. Now, since Wednesday, he's been in Pakistani custody and is expected to appear in a terrorism court as early as next week.
So we know now that President Trump has actually praised Pakistan for arresting Saeed. He tweeted yesterday that after a 10-year search, the so-called mastermind of the Mumbai terror attacks has been arrested in Pakistan. Great pressure has been exerted over the last 2 years to find him. So it's taken a decade. The timing, you got to wonder about. The prime minister is coming to visit President Trump in Washington. As far as I understand, Prime Minister Khan has at times been critical of the president, and it's a complicated relationship that the U.S. has with Pakistan. Sometimes it's good, sometimes not so good. Is this a public relations thing?
Yeah, there's a lot going on here, and despite the president's tweet, there really hasn't been a decade-long search for Saeed. As we've been saying, he's largely been living freely in Pakistan. So freely, he's been able to attend rallies, give media interviews, and is generally free to move as he pleases. Now, as you say, there are critics of Pakistan's government who have said this arrest was indeed just that, a publicity stunt, another superficial tactic by the Pakistani government to essentially placate the United States and others who have grown increasingly frustrated with Pakistan's seemingly half-hearted efforts to crack down on militant groups within its borders. In fact, Saeed was most recently released from custody late in 2017, which of course drew pretty harsh criticisms at the time from the State Department. They demanded that he be tried for his alleged crimes. That of course hasn't happened, and now here he is again, back behind bars. Whatever the case, Prime Minister Khan will have that meeting with President Trump. As we've been saying, that relationship hasn't exactly been warm between these two leaders. In an earlier tweet, the president said, and I quote, "We no longer pay Pakistan the billions of dollars because they would take our money and do nothing for us," while Imran Khan once said that he viewed a meeting with President Trump would be, and this is a quote from him, be like swallowing a bitter pill. So it'll be pretty interesting to see the two of them at the White House early next week.
All right. We'll be watching. Imtiaz, thank you very much.